Do you know about Tung Tung Sahor? Most people hear it once and never again, because they're never seen again. They say some sounds aren't meant to be heard, not by the living, not by you, not by me. These aren't the kind of sounds that come from footsteps in the attic or branches scratching against glass. No, these are the kinds of sounds that feel like they're listening back. I never believed the rumors, until I heard what happened to Michael Rivers. He was 17, just a junior at our local high school. Quiet, always wore his hoodie, headphones in, always reading books about things other people found strange. He lived with his parents at the edge of town, a little wood-framed house just past the railroad line near the woods. Peaceful during the day, but at night, that place turned into something else entirely. His parents left that weekend, some emergency out of state, just a few days. Michael said he'd be fine. The power cut out on the second night. Wind shook the trees. The branches clawed the house like they were trying to get in. The entire neighborhood was pitch black, not even a flicker from streetlights. Michael sat in his bed, listening to the wind hum through the cracks, the kind of silence that made your ears ring, the kind that makes you hear things. And then he did. The first sound came from outside, tongue, like something metallic, hollow. Maybe the trash bin? He sat up slowly, waiting, listening. Tongue. That second knock was heavier, and then the third sound didn't knock at all. It whispered, Tung Sahor. It came from behind his bed, from inside the wall. Michael didn't move. He couldn't. His hand reached for his phone. Nothing. Dead battery. No signal. His heart started to pound, not from fear of what he saw, but from the fact he didn't see anything at all. Just darkness and the sound. That name, Sahor. What was that word? He stayed awake the rest of the night, sitting there, frozen, until dawn cracked through the blinds. The sun came up, but the house didn't feel any warmer. Not really. Michael barely moved all morning. He kept checking the wall behind his bed. He ran his fingers over it, knocked it himself a few times. Nothing. No hollow spots, no loose boards, no answer. Just a flat, solid wall. And yet, the sound had come from there. He was sure of it. He wasn't imagining things, right? Later that afternoon, he walked down the street to ask around. Old Mr. Harper lived across the road, retired, always outside watering plants, watching the neighborhood. Michael figured, if anyone knew weird things about the area, it'd be him. Hey, Mr. Harper? The old man turned slowly. His face looked older today, as if something was weighing on it. What is it, son? You ever hear something weird at night? Mr. Harper squinted. Like what? Michael hesitated. 3 knocks, metal ones, then a whisper. It said something like, Sahor. The watering hose dropped from Mr. Harper's hand. Water spilled across his boots, but he didn't flinch. His voice dropped. Where did you hear that? Michael gestured nervously. Last night, in my room. From the wall, Mr. Harper stepped closer. His voice became a whisper. Don't say it again. What? That name. Don't say it out loud. Not once the sun sets. Michael thought he was joking, but the look in Mr. Harper's eyes was dead serious. There was fear there. Real fear. Mr. Harper looked over his shoulder, then said, Come with me, but don't tell anyone I showed you this. They walked into his garage, dusty shelves, an old wood stove, and a metal cabinet. He opened it and pulled out a folded sheet of paper, yellowed with age. I I saw it once, he whispered. Back in '84. My cousin. He heard it too. 3 knocks, just like you. What happened? He disappeared. We only found what was left of him 2 days later, inside a rusted water tank in the forest. Michael blinked. You think this thing kills people? Mr. Harper's jaw clenched. Not kills, it absorbs. It becomes you. It takes your voice, your face, but it never really fits. He pointed to the paper, a sketch of something with arms that bent backwards, a face that was stretched too wide, and beneath it, written in shaky handwriting, Tung Tung Sahor. Michael stepped back. You've really seen it? I didn't answer it, Harper said, but my cousin did. If you heard it once, you need to protect yourself now. Salt, mirrors, cover them all. And whatever you do, don't speak to it again. That night, Michael covered every mirror in the house with bed sheets, jackets, even a dirty beach towel, anything to keep the reflections away. He poured salt across the windowsills, around the bedposts, and even across the closet door. It felt ridiculous, like something out of a ghost hunting video. But deep down, he wasn't laughing. He was remembering Mr. Harper's face and the sound, tongue. It echoed in his thoughts like a song stuck on repeat. 3 a.m. The silence was suffocating. His bedroom window began to fog from the inside. His flashlight flickered. The room went colder, colder than it had any right to be, like something had sucked the warmth out of the air. Then, tongue. Not outside this time, from the closet. Tongue. The salt line trembled. He swore it moved, just slightly. Tung Sahor. Michael covered his ears, but the whisper wasn't in the room. It was inside his head. Michael, you heard me. He turned to run, but he stopped. There was a mirror by the hallway, one he forgot. And something was inside it. Not just a reflection, a shadow, stretching across the glass, slowly tilting its head. It looked like him, but not quite. Its eyes were smiling. He wasn't. He grabbed the heaviest thing he could, an old trophy, and he smashed the mirror clean. Silence. His breathing was ragged, hands shaking. A long moment passed. Then, tongue, 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 Sahor. From behind him, from inside the walls again. But it wasn't finished yet. No, this time, it knew his name. Michael didn't sleep. Couldn't. The sound echoed in his skull like it lived there now. He tried to ignore it, to drown it out with music. But even through his headphones, tung, 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 Sahor. That morning, he walked to the town archive, a dusty little room in the back of the old library where no one ever went. The kind of place filled with yellowed newspaper clippings, old maps, and half-lost records. He started digging. There was nothing under Sahor, not at first. But when he searched older files, he found it. April 3rd, 1952. Local man missing after complaints of metallic knocking. Water tank found in nearby woods. No body recovered. Another article, 1971. 3 neighbors report unusual sounds before fire. Last survivor hospitalized with catatonia. Then again, 1984, 1999, 2016, the same pattern. Knock, knock, whisper. Then someone disappears, or worse. Michael stood there in that basement, heart pounding. The fluorescent light above him buzzed. Then it flickered. Once, twice. Tung, soft, distant echo from inside the archive. He spun around. The room was empty, but on the far wall, someone had scratched something into the paint. Words, carved, not written. "It wears your voice." He left the library without saying a word. He needed answers, and he only knew one other person who believed him. Mr. Harper answered the door like he hadn't slept either. "You found it, didn't you?" Michael nodded. "What is it?" he asked. "Why here? Why me?" Mr. Harper stared out past the yard, toward the woods. "They never buried it," he said. "They thought if they hid the drum in the trees, it'd stop. But the thing inside it doesn't rest. It knocks, it waits, and when someone listens, really listens, it wakes up." Michael's throat tightened. "What does it want?" Harper turned to him, eyes sunken and hollow. "A body, a face, a voice, yours." That night, Michael barricaded the house, nailed the windows, moved the dresser in front of the door. And still, he didn't feel safe. His breath was short, his hands clammy. Every room felt like it was watching him. The mirrors he had covered earlier, they were uncovered now. Every single one. He never touched them. And the salt lines, swept away like wind had passed through the hall. But there were no windows open, no drafts, only that sound. Tung, 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 sahor. This time, it wasn't from the walls or the floor. It was from inside the house. Michael clutched the flashlight. Every step toward the hallway felt like walking into his own grave. One mirror, just one. That's all it took. He looked and saw himself, but not quite. His reflection tilted its head too far. Bones shouldn't move like that. Then it smiled. Wide, too wide. And then it whispered, "You invited me, Michael, when you listened, when you answered." He turned to run, but the reflection didn't. It stayed, staring, grinning, until it stepped forward and out of the glass. What followed, Michael doesn't remember. Only that he woke up on the kitchen floor, sunlight pouring in, the house quiet. No shattered mirrors, no signs of a break-in, not even the salt. Everything was clean, too clean. He stood up, walked to the bathroom, and looked into the mirror. His face stared back, but as he turned to leave, his reflection didn't. It stayed smiling and mouthed the words, "Tung Tung Sahor." They found him days later, wandering down Route 7, barefoot, blood on his shirt, none of it his. His voice was gone. Not hoarse, not damaged, gone. When they asked his name, he just smiled, tilted his head too far, and whispered, "You already know it." Call to action. If this gave you chills, you're not alone. Comment, "It's inside the wall," if you heard the knocking too. Have your own creepy experience? Drop it below. We read every terrifying tale. Don't forget to like, follow, and share this with someone who still sleeps with the lights off. And if you want more stories that make you question every sound in the dark, subscribe to Tales of Chill. We're just getting started.